Hello and happy gaming, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and we've got for you today a very interesting kind of Delta Force build. We're using Burning Blaze, or Bouncing Blaze, I believe it's called. Sticking with the tried and true Tidal Tempest, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, that Tidal Blast. There we go. And Arc Sphere. So, and that's why I'm going with the purple robe, is because that is going to give me the best chance at evading damage should things get hairy. You'll once again notice these are all things I'm very comfortable with. We all know why it is. Mystery Box! Woo! So, for those of you who aren't familiar with the rules of Mystery Box, here's how it works. I am going to take the Mystery Box all the way up to floor 3-1, unless I'm having a hard time surviving, in which case I'll drop it early. But hopefully that isn't the case. I would rather it not be. And at that point, it will drop 5 relics. And if you can guess 2 of the 5 relics that it drops before I drop it, I'm aware that it would be very easy to just be like, yeah, I guessed. But if you can guess at least 2 of the 5 relics before I drop the box on floor 3-1, then you will get to determine my next theme run. Sound good to you? I say it sounds like a lot of fun. And yes, I'm aware I'm kind of opening myself up to potential trouble. Fuck you, Atlas. Why you always got to show up and ruin my fun? Always with Atlas on level 3. Always. Get off this platform. This stage ain't big enough for the likes of all 3 of us. 4 of us if you include the guy who got thrown off the platform well before you even showed up. Woo! Alright. So, what we have ourselves here is a nice balanced build. We've got close range strength, long range control, and a teleport. What's not to love? Now, I was going to start with Dark Katana until I realized, hey, I'm doing a mystery box episode. I can't use Dark Katana. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'll find it in the mystery box. Maybe I'll find it on the way through the trials. Who knows? Where's the calf fat end and the ankle fat begin? Who knows? Let's have some fun. Ow. Yay, elemental summoners, you're the worst. Come on, go away. I also am going to be having another pair of theme runs set up in way of another poll. I know the last poll didn't get many votes, but you know, that's not necessarily the point. The point is it's just fun to do, and I'm definitely thinking that those of you who are participating are having fun with it as well. So there will be another poll set up after I'm done recording this video. And you guys can choose which option you are more interested in seeing. But Dark Sage, what are the 2 options? Well, I will tell you at the end of this video. There we go. Feeling very balanced right now. Balance is a good thing in this game. Now, I know Tidal Blast can also be a signature. I'm just not a big fan of what it does as a signature. It just feels very... Not necessarily anemic, but as a signature, I just feel as though they could have done a lot more with it. But that's one man's opinion. Lord knows others may disagree with me. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of what it does as a signature. No, this is nice. We can upgrade Bouncing Blaze and now have some trampling range supremacy. You know, you could get yourself a trap, and you know what's really nice about having Bouncing Blazes range that upgraded this early? It basically means that we also have crowd control, so there's no chance that we're gonna get just overly swarmed by unnecessary crap. You know, you could try using a trap setup. It could be really effective. Simultaneously, having the ability to evade occasional attacks should also keep us a little bit extra safe. So therefore, we've got ourselves a pretty solid run, and we're not even off the first floor yet. How cool is that? But you know, Dark Sage, you could always try something new. I'm not taking Engulfing Fissure. You can bite my hairy ass. By now, I'm sure there's some of you out there who are just... Oh, hey, speak of the devil. There are some of you out there who are probably thinking, just take the Engulfing Fissure, you know you want to. No, I really don't. I am so okay with never touching that arcana. Okay, so I gotta get rid of the minions here, because they're part of what make the Grand Summoner fight just that much of a pain. Go ahead, guys, dash into the electric fireworks. Yeah, idiots. Ooh, hey, Cabby's bubblegum. Totally cool with that. So another thing to remember about the mystery box is that you're not just limited to the relics that you can find in the shop. The cursed relics, or at least the ones that appear mid-run, are also options. And yes, that does make it very difficult to guess what you're going to get, but I mean, part of the point is that I'm only asking for 2 because there's just so many options. I'm also asking for 2 because it's just a little too easy to just randomly guess 1. But depending on how things work out, I may change the requirements in the near future. I'm not 100% yet. Oh, it's not off cooldown yet. I thought it was. That is what we in the industry call an oops. Hey, wander into that. Hey, thank you. I wasn't sure he was going to, but hey, you know. You know, Arc Spear is about as close to a trap setup as I'm willing to get, because I've tried so many of the other trap setups, and none of them have really worked for me the way I would like them to. I'm not a fan of... really need to pay more attention to cooldowns. I'm really not a fan of things like Surge Anchor. I can't stand Engulfing Fissure. And I don't know, there's a few other trap things, but I can't bring myself to even deal with them. They just seem so ill-advised to use. Hey, come over here. Aw, man, what a pal. Come on, burn up, thank you. Alright, what do we got here? Gain gold when defeating a council member with an arcana that matches their elemental weakness. Is neat. But, I don't know. That's not going to do me any good. That's a maybe. So is the Armor of Resolve. Both maybes. By the way, for what it's worth, I am using the same controller. One of the things that I forgot about is that I can just plug the damn thing in. So I am still using my 8-bit Do SN30 Pro, but I'm using it wired. So now I can just bypass the whole Bluetooth thing and not even worry about it. Well, Darkseid, why didn't you do that before? I sort of forgot I could do that. So that's a my bad scenario, so that saves me a little bit of money that I can continue to spend on quality lunches. Definitely upgrade Tidal Blast, thank you. And I'm debating Shattering Strike. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the Relic Rewards card, and then just carry that with me and hope to find gummy vitamins by the time I leave this floor. Or not this floor, but the next couple of levels. I'm also debating whether or not I want the Armor of Resolve. I'm going to take it. It's good to have just in case, but now what I really need is something a bit more aggressive. I could use a base damage improvement. I could also use Assassin's Blade to further improve my critical hit damage, which would be real nice. Okay, so if I can get through Zeal without taking damage, which seems highly unlikely considering her ultimate, then I can get a damage improvement. If I can't, then oh well. Means ultimately I probably should have just taken this to the collector and just let him buy it, but oh well. No ignition drive. No Dragon Arc. Alright, this is the move that generally you can't dodge. And yet somehow I did. Through some miracle of Hades, I managed to dodge it. So I guess that's a 12% damage bonus that I wasn't expecting. Give me that Wind Sentry. Yes, I know it's not a melee attack, it'll still do me some good. And hey, you're weak to my ultimate. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, I didn't even walk into it, you bastard. Fine, get in the pit. So, as far as other gaming news is concerned, I heard something a little concerning about Paper Mario and the Origami King. And I'm bringing this up because it's kind of highlighting to me something odd, like a disturbing trend in what's happening with video games lately, and that is that, according to the developers of the game, they actually weren't allowed to play around with or create any new or uniquely identifying assets for the characters. Like, Nintendo just wouldn't allow them to develop things like that. And that leads me to thinking, like, that would make it completely impossible to develop anything like what was in Thousand Year Door or even the original Paper Mario if they're not allowed to develop new characters to breathe some life into the Mario universe characters. And it's got me to thinking, what is going on with Nintendo where they're being that protective of their IP that they won't even let people design new stuff for it. I mean, that's kind of what made Thousand Year Door the brilliant game that it was the really interesting and varied partner characters. from Goombario and Goombella and how interesting they were. Like the idea of a Goomba archaeologist to, a Goomba just for one, a Goomba that isn't just an idiot that charges forward Leroy Jenkins style. That was already pretty impressive. But secondly, and more interestingly, a Goomba with actual personality, definable gender. Like, the definable gender thing is not the most important thing in the world, but it is amongst the things that we're talking about here when I'm saying that Nintendo wouldn't allow them to create unique identifying traits. So, I mean, you couldn't even get anything as interesting as the Bob-omb, like, ship captain from Thousand Year Door, because if you're going to use a Bob-omb, it has to be just a regular-ass Bob-omb. It's like, that's not fun and interesting. Nintendo, why are you being so protective with your IP? Some of people's favorite games are games that were made by really playing around with the concept. And you used to be all about creativity, but what happened? And don't get me wrong, I still love Nintendo, I really do. They're, of the big three, they're the ones that I grew up with, they're the ones that I know the best. And you could say that part of it is nostalgia, but part of it is also just, I trust their games. I trust the general philosophy by which Nintendo tends to design games, but that throws a monkey wrench in things. Like, why are you guys being so overly protective? There's no need for it. Okay, I don't really think I want any of these. Even with the occasional trouble I have with cooldown times, it's still better for me to just leave that be, which means we just need to find Anders and hope that he's got something that helps me improve either my base damage or my critical hit damage. Like none of this. I will, however, take Naya with me. Hello, Naya. My lovely Sylvan friend. Ooh, Special Snowflake is also good. That's more of a control thing. Alright, so now we need some sort of damage up. But that's another thing that's keeping me from wanting to try out Origami King, is that it seems to be being developed with this, like, weird, like, anti-creativity mentality that I'm not 100% sure I really understand. Is there a reason for them to be so protective of their IP? I mean, aside from the idea that it's just a valuable IP. Alchemist Stone will allow me to turn Chaos Gems into gold, so that's fantastic. Just means I can't really use Jade's Chakra Locket or the Jewelry Box, but hopefully I won't have to. I have a pretty set amount of control here that's working out well for me. There we go. So, I don't know if you guys have heard anything different on that front, or if maybe the information I got was bad, but it's taken from an interview with one of the developers of the game, which makes me feel very apprehensive about Paper Mario's future. I mean, the whole point of Paper Mario is that it was designed with really unique and interesting characters. It was essentially it was something that was playing around with the RPG formula. Unique and interesting party-based mechanics. It's the whole point of Paper Mario wasn't a joke about, oh my god, papercraft, am I right, guys? That's not Paper Mario. And if that's the only thing you take Paper Mario for, then you miss the point entirely. Paper Mario isn't just about papercraft. It was essentially a fun art style to play around with, while the whole meat and potatoes of the game was fun and interesting party-based mechanics. And for the life of me, I don't understand why they're removing the emphasis from that, or for that matter, why they've decided to do away with character leveling. Like, I don't know why they'd be so adverse to just the traditional method of getting stronger in RPGs. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of an overused trope, I will admit that, but some tropes get overused for a reason. Some conventions don't need to be sacrificed to the altar of quote-unquote innovation. Not everything needs to be changed every time. I mean, I don't know where you think you're getting by reinventing the wheel, but much of what made the Paper Mario series interesting and compelling were its stories and its characters. Now, if you take those two things away and focus more so on the world, I'm sorry, but it's the Mushroom Kingdom. It's not that I don't like the Mushroom Kingdom, it's that, maybe some of the things that would make the Mushroom Kingdom more interesting could be explored in a more multifaceted way. I mean, that's just my take on things. I don't know if maybe I'm the one in the wrong here, maybe I'm just a big ol' idiot. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Tectonic Drill can do a ton of damage, and it also gives me one of each element, so I mean, if I happen to find Captain's Ring, then hey. So, I do believe after seeing some gameplay and watching and reading a few reviews, I have made up my mind on Paper Mario. I'm afraid I'm going to have to probably give that one a pass, because it's just not what I want from Paper Mario. Because focusing on different aspects of papercraft, that's not what Paper Mario ever was. Certainly not to me. I have to imagine I'm not the only one who thinks that. But by putting such a heavy focus on just, oh my god, papercraft, am I right, guys? That's not really all that interesting. It was supposed to be just a fun little gimmick making fun of certain game design tropes and ideas. It wasn't supposed to be the whole game. Wow, did I really just go two bosses in a row without taking a hit? My goodness. Alright, I've now completely screwed that. I'm gonna get wrecked by Atlas now that I've drawn attention to it, but hey, two bosses in a row without taking any damage? And Idealist scorecard is looking pretty solid right about now. Plus 24% to damage. That is no small amount. Thank you, Naya. Oh my goodness, you are a queen. I see two things I like here. Binary Splashdown is definitely a good choice while the enemies are weak to, not Earth, basically. So that can be an R button option. And it gets me into much better range for using Arc Sphere, so, you know, as soon as I have the money... Really? Really, game? Okay, they're all just treasure chests. Hey, I tried to evade, but the game said no. Okay, I'm getting real sick of this room. Yeah, that room can just eat a big bag of dicks. Then again, Atlas level 3 can just eat a big bag of dicks, seriously. There we go. Alright, cool. Come on over, guys. The water's nice and warm. Woo! Yeah! This is about as close as you're ever going to get to a beachfront, so enjoy it. Oh, hey, I recognize this room. Suck it, bitches. I ain't got time for your stupid cycloptic chaos laser. Okay, I got greedy there. I just wanted to get rid of that guy and wasn't thinking about the consequences. There we go. Much better. Thank you, Naya. See, I'm always happy when I'm always happy after I take one of the fairies. So I don't know why lately I've just been like, who needs fairies? Evidently, I do. I'm gonna take the Infinity Marble. So I guess if I'm hoping for anything out of this whole, Paper Mario thing, I'm hoping for a return to form. Because I would love to see, like, another essentially 1,000-year door. Maybe not, like, the exact same game, of course. That would be ridiculous. I mean, if they were to remaster and re-release 1,000-year door, I don't think any single one of us would be upset about it. Matter of fact, Nintendo, I invite you to do that. Remaster 1,000-year door, release it on Switch, and watch as the starved community eats it up and goes fucking nuts. I fucking dare you. Just do it. You'll see. You will fucking see what I'm talking about. People loved that game. It was for... not the art style, but for the creativity. Oh, hey, I had completely forgotten about that, so I guess that's our 5 relics. So, hey, if you guessed Roxel's Pendulum, whatever the fuck that is, Auditor's Talisman, Cushion Flimmy Flammy Pimmy Panties, Flip-Flops, Cushioned Flip-Flops, or the Super Sunscreen, then hey, you're a winner! Or rather, Or rather, if you guessed some combination of those. I think this is Ironclad Card Holder, but not really sure I need that. So what I will take is... I'm sorry, Dr. Song, but I am not going to take Catalytic Tonic, but feel free to hold on to that card. You know, study to your heart's content, madam. And yes, that is Ironclad Card Holder. It would be worth 60, but... Let's see, Ironclad Card Holders for each Enhanced Arcana. Okay, so that would be roughly 70, but don't need it. Alright, so remember, the Arcana for this week's Mystery Box episode are Roxel's Pendulum, Cushion Flip-Flops, Auditor's Talisman, Super Sunscreen, and Ironclad Card Holder. Alright. We weren't even at the end of the floor. I just kind of forgot that I had it, which means I might not have even opened it. I'm actually kind of glad I went to Dr. Song. I was so caught up in what I was talking about that I forgot that this is a Mystery Box episode. Whoops! There we go. Alright, we got a beautiful run here. I'm not at all upset with how this run is going. Save for game, you and I need to have a talk about this Atlas level 3 thing. This happens to me way too often. Well, you know, Dark Sage, when there's only 5 possible options for any given level, it's bound to happen a few times. Yeah, but always level 3? Like, invariably? Like, the only time when it's not is when I use Malint to change up the order of the Magic Council members. There we go. Hi, Iris. Don't mind me, just doing what a dungeon crawler has to do. I'm Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll wizard! You guys can fill in the blank from there. Look at that. Beautifully evade. Screw your poison arrow. Matter of fact, just go away. No one likes you. Damn it. Thank you, Cushion Flip-Flops. Such a good defensive item. I love it. You know what I don't love? Elemental Summoners. You guys can go to hell. Yeah, bite my ass. And also, on one of my Bowser episodes, someone had mentioned the Mario and Luigi RPGs. I know the ones that everyone likes are like Bowser's Inside Story and the first one, I think. I think Partners in Time was still good, but a little bit iffy for a lot of people's taste. And once again, what made Bowser's Inside Story interesting was Bowser himself. He's not always the villain that you love to hate. Sometimes he's actually a very interesting and amicable part of the Mushroom Kingdom. And as you saw in Super Mario RPG, he can be a big old tough guy and actually still have some parts of his personality that are just downright charming. Like, he does poetry! He says a frickin' haiku! Even if it is about just, you know, how he feels he's better than everyone else. He's still doing poetry. It's Bowser! Bowser! We're talking about Mr. Big Bad himself, and he's just sitting there waxing poetic and just getting upset that people are ignoring him. And that says a lot more about his personality than just, I'm a kidnapped Princess Peach, and you kidnap Princess Peach like every other week, when you're not go-karting with Mario and his friends. That is nothing new. We know that part of your personality, but I think it's more interesting to judge on the basis of why do you want to constantly be kidnapping Princess Peach? Does she represent something in your... By the way, I'm going to drop this and take the Lotus Frost Stone. Does she represent something that's more than just, her kingdom and her castle? Are you in it for more than just glory? I would argue yes. I brought this up a while ago, but I'm pretty sure that Bowser is looking for a mother figure for both his biological and adopted children. And I say more than one because I don't know if there's anything other than Bowser Jr. But I mean, that's something that makes Bowser really compelling. The potential of not even the potential, the idea that he's a single dad. I mean, that says an awful lot about the guy right there. I mean, it might be a bit of a stretch to say this, but if you really want to go this direction, then Bowser might be more of a hero than Mario. Oh my god, he said it! That's right, I said it. I'll say it again. It's hard to get much more heroic than being a single parent. Doesn't matter if it's a mother or a father. You are doing some hard work. The thing is, Bowser approaches it with gusto, too. Thank you, Cushion Flip-Flops. So I wonder if does taking damage while you have the shield up of pushing flip-flops count as taking a hit, or is that still did I still basically walk out hitless? I still walked out hitless! Oh my god! I found a synergy! Alright, Idealist Scorecard, Cushion Flip-Flops. Guys, use this in your runs. Make it happen. It makes Idealist Scorecard so interesting. And if you're doing an endless run, that is your ticket to big damage, especially if you have the Infinity Marble. Oh my goodness. That's two big discoveries that I've made just this week alone. God, I'm glad I'm doing this. Yay, movement-based arcana! Alright, well, I wasn't able to get out of the strafe archer fight without taking a blow, but oh well. And there's Captain's Ring. Alright, so to take Captain's Ring, drop Rox's Pendulum. And there we go, plus 20. Look at that. Alright, actually, I don't need Bouncing Bubble this time. I've got Wind Sentry, and that will be more than enough to satisfy my needs. So, in the end, thanks to Idealist Scorecard, And Captain's Ring, we've got plus 56% to damage. That is nuts. Smooth. I am a dumbass. Thank you, Cushion Flip-Flops. So, I don't use Tectonic Drill very often, but I openly admit it is one of the highest damaging spells out there. And then between Binary Splashdown and Tidal Blast both offering me shields. Yeah, some of these spells, it's pretty easy to see why they're top tier. There we go. That was a beautiful fight. Honestly, I also felt like I was really on my game. Like, I think just plugging in the controller made enough of a difference. So, there you go. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this mystery box episode. I think I had a lot of fun doing it. I discovered something new. I don't know how many other people know it, but remember this. If you have Idealist Scorecard and Cushion Flip-Flops, or I guess anything that produces some sort of shielding like that for that matter, like the Takeout Box, having that shield actually makes it so that if the shield gets damaged but not you, Idealist Scorecard still works. It's fucking fantastic. So I'm happy that I made that discovery. And yeah, I hope you guys put that to use in your runs. Now, before we call it good, the subject of this week's poll. This time we're going for the Lords of Hell. So your choices are Diablo from the Diablo franchise, of course, or Lucifer from Helltaker. I know, how could I possibly base a run around a character with such little screen time? That's the power of Helltaker. Those characters are all really interesting. I can do it, just trust me. So I'll make sure to have that poll up before this video goes live. And I hope you guys weigh in with your opinion on whether you want to see the Lord or the Lady of Hell trounce their way through the Chaos Trials. And tomorrow's run will be Ganondorf, so make sure you tune in for that. We've got all sorts of stuff going on here, so thank you guys very much for watching. I had a ton of fun with this one, and I hope to see you again real soon. Drop me a like, leave me a comment, say hello to me on social media, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you